So, I mean, this is caused by one of the most successful fertility doctors in Holland.
Yes.
And this is a question we just asked you before we came back from the break. Do you have any idea what his motives were, why he did this?
Well, we're not sure. We really don't know why he did this to so many women and to so many children. We think he got out of line, but we don't know for sure
Well,
what happened.
This is between 1980 and 2009. He helped to 10,000 women in that space, and actually produced. Well, actually, it was 6,000 women, 10,000 children.
Yeah.
So there are 49 of you that have found each other.
Yeah.
There could be thousands.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah.
Joey, you're 32 now, and you found out the story of what happened to you because your mother was struggling to conceive. She was referred to Jan's clinic, fertility clinic, and growing up, you said the connection with your own family was strained a little bit. You intuitively sort of had this gut feeling that something wasn't quite connecting, something wasn't right there.
Yeah.
So as you were growing older and, you get married yourself, you wanted to find out the answers. You wanted to find out where you were from, what your story really was.
Yeah.
And so where did that lead you?
So I went to my mom 2 years ago and asked her, I have doubt that my father is not my biological father. Can you please tell me if there's something happened to you? Can you please explain what happened?
And she has memories of being at the clinic, and when the artificial insemination took place, she remembers, as she describes it, there was a straw with her husband's name on it.
That's correct.
So she was quite hurt, actually, by the fact you'd even be questioning this.
Yeah, indeed.
But what was it? What was it that you thought, growing up at home, where was the disconnection? Because we hear these stories so many times that you may not feel close to your family, but there's no reason to suspect that that's not your dad.
Yeah, I moved out at the age of 15. So by that time, there were a little bit doubts. But you are surviving to get your own life, to get your things together. But when I met my husband, then the doubts became bigger because he looks like his dad.
So this was mostly down to a looks thing?
Yeah. The first thing was the similarities between my husband and his dad.
Yeah.
And then 11 years ago, the doubt became bigger and bigger.
When you suddenly think, I don't look anything like him.
Yeah.
So the research that you did, once you found out the name of the clinic and that Jan was the doctor in question, you Googled and you had a look and did some research.
Yeah.
And suddenly, as image was such an important thing to you, you saw a picture of Jan when he was younger and now.
Yeah.
And it was shocking.
Yeah, it was mind-blowing. I dropped my iPad, sent the picture to family and friends, and I asked them, who do you see? And they say, is that you, Joey? No, it's a picture of, the doctor.
And what about you, Inge? Where were your suspicions raised? How did this all come to light for you?
Well, my dad is longer than 2 meters. He's 2'4", and my little brother and I are really 1'60" or something. So nobody's really quite long in our family, the children. And then I had some suspicions because our humor is totally different from the ones my parents had. So it started with some joke, and then it became bigger and bigger and bigger. Well, in my early 20s, an aunt had told my mom that she had to tell us because our questions were getting stronger, and we were getting all kind of friends and asking people around. So then my aunt really said to my mom, "Okay, please tell her because it's important for her, clearly enough." And then my mom told me, but it was mainly to the thing that our humor was different, and we had that.
And so you, it was then when you were sitting watching TV one night, you saw an advert on the TV for a DNA test, and you thought, right, I'm going to take this DNA test. I'm going to find out, find out my roots and my history and my past and what that's all about. What did that reveal to you? Did the results of that go on sort of a database? Because Joey, you got in touch with Inge then.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, we went, we did the same DNA test, and then there was a match with a half brother, which was Joey, and at one time he called me and said, "Hi, I'm your half brother, I think." So that was really, really funny. And it's 2 years ago now.
Well, he died, as we said, in 2017. And as you say, there could be thousands of you out there.
Potentially, yeah.
Potentially, yeah.
Which makes it very difficult when it comes to future relationships within the country. You think, actually, there is every possibility, unless I ask whether or not your parents have been to a fertility clinic, which they may not have told you, we could be related.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's a burden
scary.
now. You have to constantly aware of the fact that you have a lot of half brothers and sisters. So you have to keep that in mind when you're meeting somebody. And I did also a DNA test with my husband just to be sure.
Yeah, of course.
That's not related.
But I mean, he had 4 marriages.
Yeah.
He had 22 of his own children.
Yeah.
So, do you worry about, because there is something going on in that head?
Yeah.
Do you worry or even think about the characteristics he had and whether or not you have any of those characteristics?
Yes, of course. We question it all the time. Do we have the same manipulative things, or do we say see the things the way he did at the time? But also, he was a child of his era. Back in the 70s, he was really convinced that every woman who could possibly have a child has the right to have a child. So I think that's changed now, and it's difficult, and it's really difficult for all those people who really have a big child wish. And I can fully imagine that people want to have children, but it's a difficult thing to do it with a donor egg or donor.
Of course. You were looking for answers right at the start of this. That's all you wanted from being that child. You have answers now.
I have the answers now, so it gives me peace of mind.
And does it? That was going to be my question.
Yeah.
Where does this leave you?
Yeah, it gives me peace of mind, but at the same time, it's still mind-blowing because we are with that many, and there are still a lot to be found. So we're gonna keep searching, and we want to find a lot of them, to warn them of the possibilities to match your half-brother or sister.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
What do you think of him?
Not as a dad, he's a doctor, and we refer to him as the doctor. It takes more to be a dad.
Of course it does.
And what do you think about what he did?
At the beginning, I was very angry, emotional, sad at times, but now I split him in my mind. I split him as the bad person he did, and I'm still searching for some of the good things maybe he did, and we want to find out.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both.
Thank you both
indeed.
very much.
It's
yes.
extraordinary story.
It really is.
It
It really
quite
is.
amazing. Thank you.